So, Miss Eva Longoria is speaking out and apologizing to black women specifically for her remarks. And we're going to get into it quickly. Hey guys, it's Maradi. Hopefully you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, click that button for daily and consistent content, guys. Got my coffee in here. I'm not really a coffee drinker, but you know what? I'm trying to get into it. I'm one of those ones who's trying to get into coffee, isn't really into it, but can somewhat digest it. But daily and consistent, guys. Daily, I don't know if you can see it, but daily and consistent. Head over to my Patreon, only £1 a month. I'm loving these Zoom chats that I'm doing with my Patreons. I'm just absolutely loving it. And my podcast for episode, and there's also merch out below as well. And I have a second channel, and I'm thinking of creating a third channel in reference to finance and how to save money and politics and all of that in a different, I don't know what your thoughts are on that. But let's just get straight into this because Eva Longoria is speaking out and this is what she has to say.
Thank you. I think like many of us, we're all exhausted after this election, and in my effort to celebrate Latina turnout, I diminished the importance of the black women's vote in this election. And what I said was wrong, and it is a fact that African American women showed up in record numbers and brought us to victory. They saved this country, and I recognize the harm that my words caused. If we've learned anything from this administration, is that words matter, and so I take full responsibility for that mistake because I want everybody to know that we stand on the shoulders of black women who always show up. Black women have carried us for decades when it comes to civic engagement.
She said decades, but when she first spoke about this, she was so quick. She was like, yeah, they did this, but Latino women are the real heroines. But now suddenly they've been the one for the decades for 10. Do you know what I mean? But like, I understand. Listen, it is what it is. People make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. People say stupid stuff, and people take accountability. I feel like this apology is, worth accepting, but the only people that can accept this apology are the people that are affected by it. Let me repeat that again. I feel like this apology is worth accepting. However, the only people that are, can accept this apology are those that are affected by it. If you're not a black woman, you can't sit here and say, you know what, we accept it, we stand here again, best of friends, bare liking pictures, and we're friends. No, if you're not affected by it, if you're not the targeted demographic that was, referenced in her initial remarks and now, then you don't really have a right. It really comes off as entitlement, and it kind of stinks if you think you can sit here and be like, yeah, you know what, she's good now, she's in my good books, but what she said wasn't even about you in the first place. It wasn't even referenced to you, because if it was, I'm sure you would have taken it personally. I feel like people don't have this empathy. They have sympathy, but they don't have empathy to feel for other people, because if you were in that position, if you were the targeted demographic, how would you feel, and would you be able to get over it that quickly? Food for thought, guys, because some people don't think like that.
There's a collective exhaustion and hurt at feeling erased yet again, and I contributed to that pain in a moment where black women should have been lifted up, not erased, and I failed to do that. But this is an uncomfortable moment. This is what an uncomfortable moment looks like, and I can only show up and be better and do better, and that's what I'm doing.
Well, ma'am, I have been there, and one of the reasons I really wanted to talk to you is that I think that you can say Twitter takes it from there, and I really you and I know that as you said, black women vote. I think there's also a false impression, to be honest, about what real quick. Right. People are thinking Miami-Dade for Donald Trump.
Right, it's being cut off.
Why do you think that narrative got
Latina sisters who are often marginalized by blacks and Latinos, not fitting here, not fitting there. And so we have to start having these conversations because we're coming out of an administration that normalized white supremacy, that normalized injustices against people of color. We have a big fight ahead of us, and we need this coalition. We need to be together. And so I didn't mean to cause division among us. Latinas, we need to have the backs of our Afro-Latina sisters and African-American sisters every day.
Yeah.
And first up, we have a fight in Georgia.
Yes.
So I'm going to see y'all in Georgia.
Yes, let's do it. Well, I wish we had more time.
I get it. She's, being accountable from an outsider's perspective. I feel like, she is taking accountability for her actions. She has no other choice but to do so. But she really messed up with her points, and it really irritated a lot of people. But I feel like she owned up to her mistakes, as opposed to Gina Rodriguez, who I feel like just didn't know how to, or didn't know what to do, and was like, sorry if I offended you. It's exactly, I remember what Gina was saying, and it just comes off so obtuse. But I do feel like, Eva Longoria is doing the opposite. She is taking accountability. She is realizing that her words really hurt people, and that she is trying to do better. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Do you guys feel, if you are targeted by this specifically, if this is aimed at you and you're watching this, if this is aimed at you for what she said, do you guys feel like she should be forgiven? I feel like everybody should be forgiven to an extent. I feel like nobody's perfect in the eyes of the Lord for sure. But it's, you know, if you're not part of the targeted demographic, you can't really speak for people. I keep saying that on the channel periodically, that you can't speak for people. You can speak with people or to help people or to promote and solidarity and so forth, but you can't speak for somebody. But some people are taking this, you know, quite lightly. They're not really buying into it, a lot of people. And I thought that was quite interesting, because I thought that people would, because of what she said. But people are, you know, they're kind of over it. They don't think that she is making much sense. Someone said, okay, Eva, I can appreciate that apology. You can come to the next cookout. Someone replies, no, she can't. I'm so sick of you guys and that stupid ass metaphor. She dissed us and she will pay. Had nobody addressed it, she wouldn't have had to re-clarify anything. That's a very good point. Had nobody addressed it, she wouldn't have had to re-clarify anything. Someone talked to her because that first apology was trash. Right, that first apology she put out was nonsense. Interesting. But a lot of people just feel like it's just, as the structure of apology goes, this was good: acceptance of responsibility, acknowledgement of pain caused, and express a desire to be better in the future. And the actual apology itself, it seems sincere and thorough. I wish it never happened. This apology is appreciated. So I guess some people are all taking it, we appreciate the apology, someone said. So it's a bit back and forth. Some people are saying, you know, we appreciate it. Some people are saying that we don't, here and there. Everybody's going to differ in their opinions. But I thought, you know, since I made the initial video on this channel, that, you know, let's do a post follow-up when it comes to her apology. Let me know your thoughts are, guys, when it comes to this video. What are your thoughts when it comes to everything related to this Eva Longoria mess that has occurred out of nowhere? But of course, whenever something happens, we are here. But apart from last night, that YouTube going down, that situation was something nobody saw coming. I feel like I've already addressed it with a separate live video, but it was a little bit scary, because as a content creator, all your work can go in a matter of seconds. In a matter of seconds, all your work can just be diminished. It can just vanish. And this is why it's essential, especially as self-employed individuals, especially as content creators in general. But in general, it's very important that you must have multiple sources of revenue. You cannot simply rely on one, not in this world where things are, you know, changing 24/7. And especially those who solely rely on online platforms for revenue sources. The online world can literally just shut off with a click of a switch, a plug, or so forth. Or something's gone wrong, cyber attack, and there's so much to it. Similar to this pandemic, a lot of people who work in jobs in the hospitality sector, it's all just gone like that. Things can be taken away from you within a second. So the lesson is, stay humble, don't get too carried away, but also stay prepared if you can, to the best of your ability, and try to obtain multiple sources of revenue, at least 3 minimum, so that you have some kind of inflow coming in when there are major outflows or just no flow in general. Let me know what your thoughts are when it comes to this video. Subscribe to the channel, click that button for daily and consistent content. Head over to my Instagram at Murad_Morali, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.